Well, it's now day 19 of the tour. It's Wednesday and I am sitting in here in the last little bit of the sun. Well, it's kind of a strange day. It's kind of sunny and I almost say sunny and nice, but it has been a little bit windy. It's not particularly cold, even though we are supposed to have some snow here kind of tomorrow. There was a big talk about some kind of like snow right down to the lower levels, like even down to sea level, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. I don't imagine it. I mean, it doesn't feel like we're going to get snow, put it that way. This weather today is very nice and sunny and quite pleasant, and when we went for a walk this morning with the dog, I actually didn't even wear a coat today. It was that nice out there. It wasn't like summer, of course. We are still in the middle of winter. But then, having said that, it's very mild winter because a lot of the bulbs are already up. Other people's bulbs are out and flowering. Mine aren't flowering yet, but I do have a couple that look like they might be quite close to flowering, which is a little bit unusual, middle of winter, for bulbs to be up and flowering. But then again, everyone says that seasons are changing. I don't know what it means for the animals. I mean, today when I was putting the clothes on the line, I did see the tiniest, I think probably just born blue-tongue lizard in our backyard. It was so small. It was smaller than my hand, and I'm sure it must have had just been born, because I don't know how small blue-tongue lizards are when they're born, but this one, I can't imagine them being much smaller than this one. And so I would guess if there is one blue-tongue baby around, there must be others around in the garden as well, which is nice to think about. It's a very nice thought to think that we've got other baby blue-tongues around. Hopefully they will survive to grow up to be lovely big adults. They will survive outdoor cats. We don't have to worry about our cat because our cat doesn't go outside. He is a fully inside cat, and for the simple reason that I don't want my cat chasing birds and lizards and blue-tongue lizards and bandicoots and all sorts of things, and especially all the little birds and stuff. Not that we have a lot of small birds, but we have a lot of bigger birds. But yes, so our cat is definitely an inside cat, so don't have to worry about him going after the baby blue-tongue. I will actually make sure that Maya doesn't go out the back for a while, unless she's heavily supervised, just to make sure that she doesn't chase the little baby blue-tongue at all. And yes, so today is all about spinning this red. I've still got the two colours that I'm trying to apply together, and each time I think, oh yes, I've spun enough red to finish applying my silk with it. I haven't. So I think this is the third attempt of spinning red singles to apply with my silk singles, and it's not the easiest of setups. I mean, it's not a difficult setup, but so I have to spin everything here on this e-spinner because my plied bobbin is still on the Major Craft and attached to the Major Craft and attached to the singles of the silk. So I am just going to have to add this to the red, the end of the red thread that I've been plying with when I ply it with the silk. And yes, it's like I was saying before, it's very hard to judge when you've got different sized bobbins. It's quite hard to judge exactly how much you have on one bobbin compared to the other. And of course this wool is a little bit thicker as well than the silk. But my gosh, that silk bobbin seems to be going on forever. And maybe it's just because it's quite thin, so there's a lot more there than it looks like. But still, I haven't really got anything else much to do but spin all this red. Not much else to say really. It's not much happening, just spinning, and yeah, unless I think of something to say, I'll talk to you later. Hi, I thought I had a really good shot there where I could fit myself in perfectly with the e-spinner here, and turned it to video and it wasn't in at all. Anyway, enough of my problems with trying to find the perfect angle. I have another one of my hand knitted jumpers on today. So this is, well, there's no design at all. It's just one that I designed with a double band, and it is, now I'm going to have to remember this. So I think, so this was made quite a while ago. I'm pretty sure this has got one single of wool and alpaca, which is the white, and then the other one, which is made up of two different colours. We've got one colour in the body and one colour in the sleeves, and part of the hem or part of the rib is in a different colour. So that is in wool. So yeah, I quite like this. It was the coloured skein was like a multi-coloured skein, and so it's just knitted up how it was spun, so it was really good. I had these skeins sitting around for a long time for my jumper, not really knowing what to do with them because I didn't have enough to knit like a full jumper in one colour, and then I decided, well, I could just put the two different colours together, and they are different, but I think they work, so I'm quite happy with it. Wear it a lot. It's really warm. It has dropped a little bit because it's got the alpaca in it, but still very happy with it. As you can see, I am still just spinning my red here, my two reds together. Since I was talking to you earlier, sorry, I've got a fibre, a hair, no. Since talking to you earlier, I have been out, had a little look around an antique shop, and not that I was buying anything, I just went out to catch up with my dad and had a coffee with him, and now I'm back, and now I've drawn the curtains because it's come over quite dark already because it started raining after having told you that it was such a nice day earlier, sunny and a little bit windy but nice. We are, well, there is supposed to be snow tonight, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're not going to get snow where we are. Got to be realistic about it. It's, I mean, we're not at sea level, but we're very, very close to sea level. So, but yeah, it's not going to snow where we are, but it is supposed to snow overnight. So I guess it's going to get quite cold. I guess that's why the rain is coming already. Okay, so getting back to my spinning. And you know, I don't actually, just one more thing about winter and the cold. I don't actually mind the cold because I've got quite a few hand knitted jumpers, so it is nice to have winter time so that I can wear all my hand knitted jumpers. How many hand knitted jumpers is too many? I don't know, but I do have quite a few skeins of hand spun that I've got earmarked for jumpers, so we'll see how I go. And the good thing about hand knitted jumpers or hand spun hand knitted jumpers is they do last a long time, and so it's not like you run out of a jumper or a jumper gets, you know, too old to wear. I just keep adding to my little stash of hand knitted jumpers. Okay, what was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about colour, actually. I don't know why. I was just thinking about this. I was thinking about red and about purple in particular, simply because, for those of you who don't know, I do really enjoy reading, and I quite enjoy a bit of a historical book, and I also quite enjoy historical kind of textile fabric kind of related books as well. And one of the books that I have read that I really, really enjoyed was called Mauve, which is a book about the story about the colour mauve and how the colour mauve was invented. Yes, invented. It's strange, isn't it, to think that a colour was invented. But so originally, this is just a very brief synopsis, but purple was a colour for royalty because I don't remember where they got it from now, but anyway, it was quite expensive to create purple. So of course only those who were rich could afford the colour, and a lovely rich purpley colour was what people were after. I mean, there were some other purpley colours, I guess, that you could get from fungus and stuff like that in different countries. But anyway, what happened was once they had created a commercial dye to create purple, of course, it became accessible in clothing to lots of people. I won't spoil the story by telling you how exactly mauve was created, but very interesting, and then following the history of mauve through its kind of life, I guess. I love purple on mauve and all those kind of colours, you know. So I found it quite fascinating. There is which is relevant to what I'm spinning at the moment. I'm just having trouble getting these two different colours to mix as well as I should have. I should have them mixing. But yes, so red, I know there is a book out there as well about red and madder. So red originally, well, one of the reds was created through madder, which is a root of a plant. And I think logwood, I think they kind of gave her like a deep reddy kind of colour as well. So I think logwood was the one that that wars were fought over because they had to be imported into the UK, I guess, and other countries, and they were such a prized treasure that pirates used to attack the boats and steal the logwood. But anyway, madder was used to create red, and there is a book about the red colour, which I haven't read, but I would really, really like to read. And why am I talking about that? Because I've just been thinking about it, red, while I have been spinning up this red. Because of course today we have so many different colours. I always get amazed, like, you know, when you say I'm spinning up red, well, what kind of red? I mean, as I was saying with these reds, one was called fire, one's called ochre. I mean, there are just so many different shades of every colour that we come across, which is good, but also, like everything, sometimes there can be so many choices, can't there, as to, you know, what exactly which exact red are we going to have. I mean, I quite like this colour. Oh, can't really see it, but this colour of my trousers. I mean, I'd love to find a dye that was kind of that sort of colour, that really deep, rich kind of colour. I would love to make a jumper in those colours. That would be really nice, actually, a really deep red. I mean, I also would just like a red jumper. So this is why I'm kind of hoping, really, really hoping that I would have enough of all this red once it's finished to be able to knit myself a red jumper. I do have, I'm just looking around. I mean, I think, how much have I got? Let me just stop here for a minute. So like, this is the ochre. So I've got the rest of this. So this was a 100-gram ball bag. So I have some of this, of course, plied in for the, to ply with the silk. So I've spun that up. But I still have quite a lot here. And then I have another 2. So that's 100 grams there of the fire. So let's just say a little bit under 200 grams of the red here. Actually, now that I'm saying it, that doesn't sound like much, does it? If I was to mix, and I had even thought about plying up one single of this and one single of the ochre and plying them together that way, I wonder how much I would end up with. I mean, if this is 200 grams and my other bobbin with the silk, maybe that might be about 200 grams. So look, then if my plied silk and red is 200 grams, we can have 400 grams. I might have enough there for a top down jumper, hopefully, as long as I don't make it particularly big, not too baggy. I mean, I don't want it really tight because I just not built for tight jumpers anymore. That was something of my youth, and yeah, so something with a little bit of ease but not too much positive ease would be great. And that's where I'm kind of thinking I might get lucky. The other thing is I could also look to see if I could find something maybe in the local guild, in our guild shop, or one of the other online places that have the same colour. I think I don't know, do craft colours still sell? I don't know if they still sell the same colours that I've got there. The fire, which I'm not even quite sure which one is fire, but the redder one. This one here, I bought that years ago for felting because it's very fine. I'm not sure whether craft colours would still be selling this colour or not. And ochre, I reckon I could probably still find. I think that's a pretty staple kind of colour, so I think I could probably find that one. See, I always kind of think, I mean, I guess the other thing is, like I was saying yesterday, I could start knitting a top-down jumper, and because you knit the sleeves last, I could either leave, like just knit as much as I can on the body, and then if I have a little bit left, then just see how much I have left for the sleeves. Or I could, like I have with this jumper, do the sleeves in a different colour. So many thoughts. Anyway, I've got to think about all these things while I'm sitting here spinning. Sometimes I am listening to podcasts and trying to catch up with other people's Tour de Fleece podcasts. Sometimes I'm listening to other kind of book or story related videos or podcasts, because like I said, I really enjoy reading, and so I spend a lot of time thinking while if I'm just sitting here spinning, looking at the view, then that's the nice thing about spinning, is you have a lot of time to think about stuff, which is what I've been doing. Obviously today I've been thinking about red and purple as well, and colours, and also putting colours together is a really interesting thing, I think. Now I'm just going to be babbling about colour, but you know, some people, and we have a lady in the guild who is absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's more than one lady, but this one particular lady I'm thinking about, who is also a weaver and makes the most amazing woven jackets. Her colours are just absolutely, I mean, and she just knows how to put different colours together. So much so that when in the past, when I have bought fibres, I have asked for her advice in terms of what colour, you know, might be a nice colour to apply with other colours, because I really value her opinion, because she's just so good at choosing colours that go together well. And I guess I also like colours she uses, so yeah, I don't think I'm quite as, what's the word, I have to think about it a bit more when it comes to colours. Like, I think some people are very intuitive, they just know off the top of their head which ones go well together, whereas I really do have to stop and think about it. I mean, years ago I knitted a K-facet vest, and if anyone here knows, K-facet has a lot of colours in his knitting, in his tapestries and in his quilts and his materials. He is a riot of colour, and his attitude is like, just go for more colour. Like, don't go for 5 or 6, go for 20 or 30 colours, you know, mix them all together. But anyway, when I was knitting this vest, I did have to get the colours out and look at them and have them sitting around for a few weeks to make sure that I liked the way that they sat next to each other, that I had them in the right order, that that I didn't think that there was one that was going to clash too much, because there was such a variety in colour. So yeah, so I know some people wouldn't take that long to choose their colours. They would just know straight away, yep, I would take these 7 or 8 colours and put them together, and they would start straight away. That's not me. So one of the reasons why I'm also kind of interested in the whole colour thing is that I'm looking forward to the Tour de Femme, where I've got all those little, I've got that box that I showed you a couple of videos, or a couple of days ago, in a video, of all the kind of bits and pieces of colours left over that I'm hoping to spin up for the Tour de Femme. And I'm actually really looking forward to just having a whole group of different colours, trying to do it randomly, just pulling them out, spinning a bit of one colour and a bit of another colour, and then plying it with multicolour as well, which is something that I used to do a lot more when I started spinning and dyeing, because when I started dyeing, I would, you know, I'd start with a white tops or roving, and then I would put multiple colours, 3-4 colours in a top, and then spin it. So you had multiple colours, and then you had to choose what you were going to do, what you were going to apply it with. Sometimes I would apply it with one colour, sometimes with multiple colours, and same with hand spun. If I had some hand spun and I was going to dye a skein, I would put multiple colours in it. Then I ended up with lots of skeins, multiple coloured skeins, but never dyed up the same kind of colour lots for a jumper. And then stopped doing that after a while, because then I realised that I needed to have more of the same colour instead of lots of random skeins in different colours, different multicolours I should probably say. Whereas now I'm feeling like I want to go back to what I used to do and have a few more multicoloured skeins, because I just haven't done that for ages, and I'm feeling like that would be really nice to do, because there are some projects that, well, things would look really nice in multicolours as opposed to just in, you know, one or two colours, or having a skein that's all one colour. Yep, that's what I've been thinking about. And as you can see from my e-spinner there, I mean, does it look like I've done much? I don't know. I mean, I have been spinning. I kind of, where am I up to? I'm nearly to the end of this. I've only just got this bit here left. I will spin that up, and then I really do hope, I would have shown you what I've got left on the silk, but the silk is on a bobbin just behind the chair, but it's going to be a bit tricky to get to it to show you. I'm kind of hoping that I have enough on here now, that this will be enough to ply with the leftover silk. So then I will have one entire bobbin of silk plied with wool, and then I can just start spinning the straight red without having to worry about plying with the silk. And I think I will do my next spin all on the Major Craft. So I will spin my singles on the Major Craft and ply on the e-spinner, which is usually what I end up doing, or what I prefer to do, because you can get two of the Major Craft bobbins, like two full Major Craft bobbins onto one of these e-spinner bobbins. So yeah, I quite like doing that. So then you end up with a larger skein to knit with and don't have to do as many joins. Yep. I don't think I've got much else to say, otherwise I will just be prattling on. Oh my gosh, I've been prattling on for 22 minutes. That's not good, is it? Okay, I think I better stop, even though I've only got a tiny bit more to go. I will keep going. I might put in a picture right at the end here of that cute little blue tongue lizard that I saw today in the garden. And yes, look, he was, I don't know, maybe that big, I would say, because he wasn't as big as my hand. Oh my gosh. And I just patted him on his head, and which actually was a little bit sad, because I did get to pat him on his head while he was sitting there in the sun. But then I thought, my gosh, he should be running away, because what if I was a bird or something coming after him? That was a bit worrying. But anyway, he obviously hadn't seen a person before and wasn't scared at all. Okay, I'm prattling, whittling, close up of my jumper, and I will talk to you all later.